Funny to imagine playing a room like this to just yell because I think that would be the funniest shit of all time, maybe. Man, these lights, not super flattering.
Mom, though. You look
really
good.
Thank you. So I have some questions, it seems. I have a couple, but if we get through them and we still have a little bit of time, then I might take one from the audience, but that's only if I have time. Some of these are serious questions, some of them are silly questions. I will probably answer all of them silly anyway. Don't know what I'm doing. Where's Sadie? Is that you? Yeah? That's a cool voice. Sidetrack from your question. So, I have a really low register in my talking voice, and I didn't used to. And some of you who have been a fan of me for a really long time might have noticed that my talking voice used to be a lot higher, and I used to kind of sound more like this when I talked. And it's because I got my tonsils taken out. So what happened was, all of a sudden I had extra space in my throat I didn't have before, so my voice started resonating a lot lower. So instead of talking like this, I got my tonsils taken out, and now I talk like this. So when I wake up in the morning, I sound like this for like 3 hours. And this morning when I woke up, someone came in to wake me up and I went, ah! And that noise that someone over there made just reminded me of it. So I'm just telling you the story. Anyway, relating to your question, have you played Pokemon Go yet? Like pretty much my whole crew downloaded it. And it's really funny because we're all walking around like, everyone bumping into each other. I'm gonna have to sue Pokemon for making my show less productive, making my crew not work quite as hard. Except there was a Zubat on my manager Jason before, and that was pretty cool. Where's Mallory?
Here.
Hello. How are you? Are you doing okay?
Doing great.
Did you drink enough water today?
I did.
That's good. That's a good start. Mallory's question was, was/is there one song that you have an especially strong emotional connection to? And there's definitely a lot of songs that I have a really strong emotional connection to. One of them, there's a song that's on one of my Spotify playlists that I've made for like when I'm on the road that you guys have access to, and it's a song called Halsey, and it's by Bon Iver. If you've never heard it, on the way home from the show tonight in the car, put this song on, and you're just gonna cry. You're just gonna be like, oh my God. Because it's such like this like heightened emotion combination sadness song. I don't know, but there's it's just, I don't know, it's really emotional. I think you're really gonna like it. I think another song is probably Jesus Christ by Brand New. I have a pretty strong emotional connection to that one. Particularly is one lyric in the song that is, Jesus Christ, I'm alone again. So what did you do those 3 days that you were dead? Because this problem's gonna last more than a weekend. And I thought that was just such an interesting lyric, and it's always kind of connected with me of feeling like so alone. Feeling like so alone that that's the only person you could imagine being able to relate to your loneliness. I also just am a huge emo nerd. I love emo bands. So like if you want me to keep going, it's gonna be all like Mayday Parade. I'm like Taking Back Sunday. Yeah, also Work From Home by Fifth Harmony. I have an emotional connection to that one, I just like it. And it's very well mixed. I love Lauren. Let's see. Where's Azariah? Azaria? That's really, really cool. I am so sorry. It happens to, I was talking about this in the meet and greet yesterday, because I always pronounce people's names wrong. My little brother's name is Savion, and it's spelled S-E accent V-I-A-N. And that poor kid, man. Just like a lifetime of people being like, Sevian, Sevion, Sevian. And he's just always like, no. So when we go to Starbucks, they're always like, what's your name? He's like, Chris. And I make fun of him for it all the time. So your question, let's see. I'm thinking of cutting off my hair, but people are telling me that I shouldn't do it because I won't look feminine enough. Do you have any tips on how to deal with that? Oh boy, do I. The first thing that you need to remember is that haircuts don't have a gender. Like, centuries and centuries ago, men had longer hair than the women. You know what I mean? And also, we're talking about a time when the gender binary was a lot more split. And even then, people didn't really care. They didn't attribute hair traits to a specific gender. I get shit all the time for my hair. And I get some really, really, really evil things that people have said to me. But thank you. When I shaved my head, the comments I got were just ruthless. But I felt so good. Like, I felt so much like myself. I felt so clean. I felt like I could be myself in my clothes. I could be myself in my makeup, and I didn't need hair. And that's something that's followed me through my entire life because for multiple reasons. The first was that I talked about this a little bit in my nylon interview, but they didn't really go into detail, I think, enough with it. When I was a kid and when I was in high school, I was like super not traditionally attractive. Like I was like a super dorky little kid, like big time. And I was beautiful. Like when I look back at pictures of myself, I wish I realized, you know, how beautiful I was when I was 13 or 14, but I didn't because there was a lot of pressure on me to look a different way. And when I turned about 15 or 16, I came into myself in a way I wasn't prepared to, where my body changed and I started to look more like a woman than I had before, and I started getting a lot of unwanted attention. And I had this really long, beautiful, curly, sexy bed head full of hair, and every time I went out, people would catcall me, or men in like the grocery store would say stuff to me, and I got so sick of it that I was like, you know what, I don't want people to look at me like this anymore. I'm gonna cut off all my hair. But I did cut off all my hair, and that attention didn't go away. Because my hair didn't define what made me feminine or what made me sexy or what made me beautiful. That was an energy that I carried in myself, because sexy is not something that people tell you that you are. Feminine is not something someone tells you that you are. That's something you decide to be. It has nothing to do with the way you look, it's how you feel, and that's very important. So I love your hair, first of all, and I say that anybody who wants to change their hair should probably just go for it, because after all, it's just hair. Yeah. Let's see. This is a really good question. Where's Nicole Pozo?
I'm here. Oh my God, hi.
Hi. I'm good. How are you?
Did you drink enough water today?
I drank some water today.
Oh, like, I don't want you to like pass out on stage.
I don't drink enough water. I've never like I really don't drink enough water. Like I've been in the hospital like 5 times this year and been like, something is wrong with me, I'm dying, I have like I have an illness, something's wrong, and the doctor would be like, you need to drink fucking water. Like I'm like literally laying in a hospital bed with like IVs in me, feeling like the end is nigh, and I'm just done. And a doctor comes in and is like, you need to fucking drink water. Your blood counts and your hydration level look like you haven't drinking water in like 5 days. Because like, when's the last time you drank water? I was like 5 days ago. Like there's times in my life when I'll literally be like Jenna or Anthony or someone on the crew will come to me and be like, how much water did you drink today? I'll be like, half a bottle this morning. Like that's not okay at all. And also, chocolate milk is not water. Thing I need to remind myself. This is a good question. Who's your favorite superhero and why? My favorite super person is Deadpool. So obviously I was like enthralled when the movie came out. I saw it like 10 times. When I did the MTV Movie Awards, I was walking backstage, and there's so many people around me. There's like Margot Robbie, who's like the most beautiful person I've ever seen in my entire life. She looks like she was literally gilded by angels. It's insane. And then there's like Will Smith, and there's like Jared Leto, and all these people. Some of them are my friends, some of them aren't. I'm like super starstruck, and I'm like, wow. And then I see Ryan Reynolds. And I'm like, holy shit. And I turned to my manager, I'm like, should I talk to him? What do I do? Should I talk to him? What do I do? Should I talk to him? I don't know what to do, blah, 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 blah. So I went like running up to him and I was like, excuse me, Mr. Mr. Reynolds, sir? I just couldn't say a fucking word. And I was wearing like this leotard. It was like 30 degrees and raining outside. I just walked off stage and he was definitely like, oh my God. Like, where the fuck did this like crazy Comic-Con person come loose from and break into this award show? And I'm like, hey, I just want to say that we really loved Deadpool, favorite, hero of all time, and you did a great job, and I just couldn't ask for anything better, and I just want to thank you for really pleasing 15-year-old me, or whatever, 9-year-old me, I don't know, it was great. And he goes, oh, thanks, Halsey, and I was like,
I would drop.
Excuse me, Mr. Deadpool, sir. Did you just say my name? Not really my name, but kind of my name? You almost know my name. So that was definitely like the craziest moment of my life. But the reason I really like Deadpool is because he's a really good example in literature of a person that kind of spans the gap between protagonist and antagonist. Yeah. Because, he has his flaws, but ultimately, he's seeking goodness and he's seeking to rectify the wrongs in his life, but he's obviously like a giant sarcastic asshole. And I feel like we have a lot in common. Because, I think I have a heart of gold and I just want to rectify all the wrongs in my life, but I just can't stop being a sarcastic bitch about everything. So I think Deadpool is definitely my real hero. Do I have time to take one more question? Yeah. Thanks, Shepard. Alright, I'm gonna close my eyes. Whoever didn't get their question answered is gonna raise their hand. I can't sign stuff, I can't kiss anybody. It's gotta be like a real question, I'm sorry. It's just unfair to everybody else here. Also, I don't really want to get down from up here, if I'm being honest with you. So Jenna's gonna pick!
Hi, Jenna. I love you, Jenna.
Did you pick? Did you pick? Darn it. Who did you pick? Ah, we meet again. What's your question? You don't even know your question. You just put your hand right the fuck up and you were just like, pick me. What's your question? Oh, I knew it was gonna happen.
What'd you say?
Can you repeat the question? Yeah.
The question is, why did you take Strangelove off the set list?
Are you kidding?
To be honest with you, it's because I only have one album, obviously, but you guys have made all the songs feel really special. And the cool thing about my project is that we don't really have radio hits. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have like the 5 songs that were huge on the radio that I have to play, and if I don't, like if I came on stage one night and was like, I don't really feel like playing New Americana, like nobody would fucking care. And that's the cool thing about my album, is that all the songs are really special in their own way, but the hard thing about that is it means they all feel so important and so special. So I took Strangelove off the set list so that I could put Coming Down on the set list, which is a song that alright, that was a groan. Y'all are gonna get your asses, wait, you haven't even seen what I've done with the song yet. It's like, yeah, I know. It's spectacular. Okay, that is incredible. So I'm gonna give me like 2 fucking hours. What do you prove it? Like, nah. You're not gonna do that thing like play that show, which is bizarrely enough why we're all here. And it's really, really cool for me to get the chance to play Coming Down, because I haven't gotten the chance to play it yet. And it is the only song besides the Johnny Cash cover that I haven't gotten to play live yet. Also, it was take Strangelove off, or it was take Drive off, and how do you know? Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I fucking thought. So, Strangelove came off, and I hope y'all are happy. I'm gonna go get ready for the concert I'm gonna play for you guys.
Thank you!
Bye!
Thank you!
And please, please, please remember that tonight and tomorrow night and every night, just be safe and take care of each other and just always be there for each other and just be smart, okay? I love you!
Love you!
Jenna's gonna take anything if if you guys have anything that you get to give me.